Today's lesson is adding and subtracting polynomials. So first, we are going to learn some vocabulary, and then we will get to the actual adding and subtracting. So first thing we have is to define is a term. Okay, what is a term? A term is a number or the product of a number and one or more variables raised to powers. Okay, a number or the product of a number and one or more variables raised to power. So some examples. Okay, so a term can be just simply a number. So 3 could be a term. A number or the product of a number. So you could have 2x. 2 times x is the product of 2x. Then we have 5xy. That's also an option of a term. Okay, multiple variables. And then also you have this scenario where you have a number times a variable with an exponent and another variable with an exponent, like 7x squared y cubed. These are all different types of terms. Okay. Now within each of these terms, we have a coefficient. Okay, what is a coefficient? A coefficient is the numerical value of a term. So for example, the term 9x to the 5th, y to the 4th, the numerical value of the term is the value at the beginning of the term. So the coefficient is the number attached to the variables, okay, in this scenario. So the coefficient here is 9, okay. Another example, like 36y, the coefficient of this would be 36. Okay, so those are coefficients. Then we have constants. What is a constant? Okay, well, a constant is a term that is only a number and stays the same. So for example, a constant is just simply 2 or -63. Okay, those are constant. It is just a number by itself and it is just the number itself. That was repetitive, but in just sense, let's try that again. In the easiest way to say it is it does not have a variable with it. It is just the number. Okay. So we have terms, coefficients, and constants, which make up polynomials. Okay, and we haven't defined that yet. So what is a polynomial? Okay, so polynomial is a finite sum of terms. A finite sum of terms. So finite means that it is a specific number of terms, and specifically sum of terms. So within polynomial, you have different names. So the easiest form of a polynomial is a monomial. A monomial is a polynomial with one term. with one term. Now remember, terms are anything like this. So an example of a polynomial that is a monomial could be 10. It could be 32x squared. Okay, those are examples of monomials. Then we have binomials. Okay, a binomial is when you have a polynomial with two terms. Okay, so an example of a binomial is 2x plus 1. You have two different terms that are being added together. Now we also could have something like 3x minus 4y. Now even though it's a subtraction symbol, okay, you can say you're adding a negative number, but in sense, really what you're looking for is the difference between a monomial and a binomial, and all the ones we'll talk about, is that they are separated with an operation sign of either addition or subtraction. Then we have our last special name, which is trinomial. Okay, trinomial is a polynomial with three terms. So for example, x squared plus 2x minus 1, or 2a plus b plus 3. Those are trinomials. So you have three separate terms, and they're being put together with either addition or subtraction signs. Last but not least, you have polynomial. Now, technically all of these are polynomial, but we refer to a polynomial as an actual polynomial when it has 4 or more terms. So if you have a polynomial with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 terms, we just call it polynomial. But if you have a polynomial with 1, 2, or 3, we use the special names for 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that is all the vocab for our first lesson. And then the next video, we'll talk about actually adding and subtracting.